All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. If you're in a time zone that it's already tomorrow, let us know how it's going. We're glad to have you join in on us. This is a private event that High Level is hosting with Frank Kern, one of our endorsed partners and subject matter experts is sharing with you social selling. If you were able to tune in yesterday, we got the complete foundation of exactly what we need to know before today, which is implementation. So typically, these are a maybe 2-day type of training, very heavy on slides. But today, Frank Kern is going to be going in on the technical aspect, sharing his screen, and going in depth on how to get this started for you. He's included a custom snapshot so that way you can plug and play some instructions, no matter what level you are within High Level. But before we get this started, I know Frank is working on a few things on his end behind the scenes. I want to just do a little bit of a pulse check of where are you tuning in from? Are you in the United States? Are you international? Let us know in the comments below where you're tuning in from. During this training, we're going to be looking at the comments here. I'm going to be putting together a handful of Q&A for Frank before we wrap up. Again, because we're not going heavy on slides and more technical, we should have some time at the end to get into your questions and the next steps. Frank, looks like you're all set up, man. Good morning. How are you? What's new, man?
It's all good, man. I'm stoked to do this. It's so funny. It's like we're not going heavy on the slides. It's like this because I don't really know how to make slides too good.
Yeah, and what I was excited about was the fact that you said, "Hey, man, day 2, there's no slides," and I'm like, "All right, we're gonna chat this one out." You go, "No, we're going heavy on the showing," because I mean, you've been doing this for a handful of years, Frank, right? And I think,
Just a
when we were
few. Yeah,
talking, just a
25.
few. Yeah, just maybe one hand or two, or maybe three if
Yeah.
you can. But you've shared like, implementations, everything on our offline conversations. And that's where you wanted to hone in on today. So for those that didn't get to tune in yesterday, Frank, I know you asked us to add the slides in the resources folder. Could you share just a brief of what they might have missed out on and what they should watch in order before they get started with what we do today?
Oh man, they just missed out on everything. They're doomed. There's no hope. But there is consolation. The recordings are there. So the main thing is the big picture overview of how this works, which is really pretty basic and simple. And then I'll go over this again today, so you don't really have to rewatch it. But how we can get your stuff in front of the right people, even if you have absolutely no following and you've never made a social media post in your life. And we're going to do that today. So I think you're going to be okay if you miss yesterday because we're going to actually do the stuff we talked about yesterday. So yesterday was a setup for what we're going to do. And today you can just learn by demonstration. And it's pretty simple. Hopefully, I didn't break anything when I was building this. You never know, live on camera with tech, it's always a great idea, but we should be fine. So I think we're going to be cool. But what we really established yesterday is that we don't have to make content about us. We don't have to make videos. We don't have to have selfies and stuff like that. And written content works fine. And I proved that by showing my own stats and my own posts, and you saw how absolutely completely, I guess, amateur looking they were deliberately, just words on an image, no cool pictures, and then just written posts. But that generated 5,000 something conversations and almost 5,000 email addresses for free from what we're going to be doing today.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Frank. And there's a lot of questions around, how do I get the content from yesterday? What'll happen here in the next few minutes, at some point, Jordan from our community team will be posting, the links regarding how to see the replays. But if you don't want to wait for that, on the top portion of the Facebook business group that you're in right now watching, there's a featured section. The video is right there. You can watch the video right from there. But we do have a separate replay page on a domain that just makes it easier if you don't want to watch it within the group. So we'll get that information over to you. There's some questions around the snapshot as well as the resources. We'll get that to you here towards the middle, close end of the training. That way you can stay focused on what Frank's going to be showcasing. And if there's any last minute tweaks or changes we need to make, we can get those over to you within minutes. I want to give a shout out here to those that have jumped back from yesterday to today, Frank. We got Jonathan from the ATL, Tammy from Florida. We got Connie from Louisiana. We got Spring Pappas, who always, is just positive and great vibes. We got Frank Driscoll, great job yesterday. So you got a lot of, friends that have been, along your journey and you've inspired and helped out and maybe know personally, Frank. So we got the chat on fire. And I think right now it's time to hose it down with some next steps. So I'm going to pass it on to you. I'll be here, Frank, if you need me. And to all of you, just be advised that if we slow down a little bit, Zoom and high level and just sharing tech is sometimes difficult, but we're going to do our best to give you the best experience. Frank, if you need me, give me a holler. The mic is yours, man, and the keyboard and everything that you need.
I will holla at you. Okay, cool. So let's see. Come on, desktop. Sharing, please work. All right. And so hopefully y'all can see my screen. And I'll happily share this Google Doc with you. There's nothing complicated we're going to do today. The whole purpose of today is just to help you actually do stuff. I participated in these workshops a lot, and they're awesome. And I've read so many comments from people like, but how do I, actually do the thing? So we're just going to do stuff today. And it's really cool and easy. And I bet no one can read this because this is super small. So let's see. Let me zoom in here real quick. I know I can't read it. My vision's terrible. There we go. All right. So the whole thing we're doing here is we're doing those types of posts where we give some content and then we're like, hey, let me know if you want a free thing. And the free thing is the lead magnet typically, or it could be a discount code or whatever. But the drill. You've seen those kinds of posts a million times. You saw them on the sales letter I wrote that got you here. And so here's how the process works. We create social media posts with content in them. And then at the end, we say, let me know if you want a thingy, and I'll send it to you. Thus, the automated comment reply feature that we're going to deploy in high level today. So they comment. I don't recommend having them comment a specific word. I don't make them do that. Doesn't matter what they comment. They'll get the little thing that'll see if they want the free stuff or not. Hasn't gone wrong, so I'm not going to break it. No need to overcomplicate things. So then we ask for their email address. They give it to us or they don't. It doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to fulfill on the promise, which is to send them a direct message with the free thing that we offered them in our post. Really simple. Then we track whether or not they click it. We just know because we're brilliant. Because high level, we don't know, but high level tracks it. And when they do click it, we ask them open-ended questions like, hey, I got a program about the thing that, you just checked out. You interested? And if they say yes, we send them information about our stuff, like to a website, with a sales letter on it, or to your booking calendar, whatever you want to do. This is applicable to really any imaginable business. So then they click it. Some people buy right there. Most people have questions. So we automatically DM them again to say, hey, thanks for checking out that thing. So we know they clicked it. High level tracks everything. I'll show you how it works in a minute. We know they clicked it. So we're like, hey, you got any questions about that thing? And then when they do, we answer them. Wild, I know, but we go just hog wild crazy, do the unthinkable and answer their questions. And that leads them to actually buying a lot of stuff. It's great. It's really simple. That's kind of the whole flow of it. And it all starts with content. All right. So what we're going to do in the next little chunk here is we're going to write some content, and then we're going to find where we can put this content so that people will actually see it. Because the big thing that I get all the time is I don't have any followers. Nobody knows me. This isn't going to work for me. And it's understandable. You would think that. And thankfully, we have been hooked up royally in the good way by Facebook, because we can just post right where your customers are hanging out all the time. So I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But first, let's write some stuff, okay? I'm going to use AI. I'll use Perplexity because I just kind of learned about it and it's a new toy. Use whatever you want to write your content. Um, just write it by hand if you feel. I don't, it doesn't matter. Whatever you like. I'm just going to mess around with this thing. But before we write anything, we need to make our lives a lot easier and increase our chances of us actually getting paid. So you need, and I need, to answer these questions. All right. And these are questions that are essentially determining the whole point of what we're writing. All right. So I'm going to right here answer them on this Google Doc, and then I'm going to paste this whole thing. I'll save all this for you, by the way. I'll paste what I'm writing as a prompt over here to Perplexity. Okay. I'm going to stick with dog walking as a topic because I've already found groups about dog walking, and I don't want to have to come up with like new ideas, but it could be anything. All right. So let's see. I wonder if it'll let me dictate instead of typing. I won't do it. All right. So you're going to have to watch me type. Sorry. I'm awful at typing. I want to write a social media post for professional. And when I misspell stuff in here, I'm just going to leave it misspelled. I don't even care because AI is smart enough to be able to read my gibberish. So that's thing one. I want to write a social media post for professional dog walkers. The purpose of the post is to, and now I'm going to answer these, make the reader feel like they can use the internet to get customers. Remember, we're writing this for professional dog walkers. All right. So I'm just pretending that I'm trying to get them as customers. So that's thing number one. We want them to feel like that. We want them to believe it is possible to get customers from social media. Okay. What do I want them to think about me? I want them to think I'm an expert on the topic of getting customers online. Whoops, here we go. And then fourth question, or that microphone, oh, there we go. Fourth question we'll answer here is what do we want them to do next? And that is, I want them to want more content from me. Okay, so this is my prompt right here. I know it's got something spelled badly. There we go. All right, so all I did, I want to write a social media post for professional dog walkers. The purpose of the post is to make the reader feel like they can use the internet to get customers. All right, we want them to believe it's possible to get customers from social media. I want them to think I'm an expert on the topic of getting customers online. I want them to want more content from me. I'm just going to slap this into Perplexity. Will you use ChatGPT? I don't care. Whatever you want to use, whatever your AI of choice is these days. I just found this thing. I think it's kind of cool. All right, so we could go on about the writing tone and everything, and I don't want to take forever about that. AI writes like AI. It needs to be tweaked a little bit, but for the sake of not boring you to death, here's a relatively good one here. However, I would want to maybe give them some sort of tip here. I always like to include advice, right? So, like we talked about yesterday, there's really only three types of content. There's news and reviews, that's category one. Category number two is how to, that's what this is. Category number three is stories. So, this is a how to post. We always want your post to benefit the reader so they want more information from you. We want them to like you before they ever even have a chance to do business with you. So, what I would like to do is educate them a little bit on how to use the internet to get customers. So I'll just say, please include 3 tips for them to get customers online. There we go. I could have put that in my prompt, by the way, but why would we do it in order? Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, so I'm not going to go through and like mess with this. We get the point. Okay. And I would want to make sure that this is accurate, by the way. Let's just assume it is, but I would want to fact check that because AI, I don't trust it. So here we are. We have a post that helps the dog walker. It shows them that they can, in fact, get customers online, makes it look like I know what I'm talking about, and hopefully makes them want to know how to do these things. All right. So, what we'll do now is we can turn this into a post. All right. So, let's see here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it right here. And I'm going to come over here to high level. Now, we haven't used any of the fancy automation or anything yet. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But for now, we got to post it. And we might as well use high levels like tool to post it because it's awesome. I made a test post earlier with this brilliant caption right here. So it doesn't matter what kind of high level account you have. You just go over to marketing, click on the social planner thingy, make sure your Facebooks and your Instagrams are hooked up. Click on the new post over here. All right. And select, I'm going to select both of them. Okay. I'm going to paste this. Aha. And instead of want to learn more game changing strategies, I would always say something like, if you want a free detailed guide with 10 steps to get local customers from social media fast, let me know and I'll send it to you. Okay. Hot diggity. Look at there. All right. So I don't really care for that title, but whatever, I don't want to get uh too like editorial in the content here because y'all probably know how to write anyway. So now what we need is an image. So we upload the images to high level. We could make one from AI. We could try. Let's just say a happy dog. All right, let's give that a shot. Let's make it animated. I don't know, colorful. Let's say a lot of times I'll just have my images will just literally be a square. And this would say the square would just say how to get customers from the internet. That actually works pretty good. But because we're live and I want to see if I can just press my luck here, we'll use this. It's actually, dang, looks pretty good. All right, we'll use that one. So now look, we got ourselves a post here. Okay, so that took whatever, 7.2 minutes. All right. Of course, I would change the writing style a little bit, maybe like give some more specific advice on how to do this, but you get the point. Okay. So we'll post it. And check this out. All right. Don't like it's not hooked up to the automated stuff yet, by the way. So we don't have anything cool to show you yet, other than watch this. This is clearly a dummy account that we set up as a demo here. But when I hit refresh, it might take a second. Yeah, it's going to take a minute because it's still posting. Let's see if it's gone over to the Instagrams yet. It's on Instagram. Here we are. Cook of Cookies is the Instagram profile. And here's our post about dog walking. Okay. So, yay. But we have one follower. So, boo. Now, what we did learn yesterday, and I showed you the proof from my own stats, is that Facebook and Instagram, even if you have nobody, will actually show your post to a tiny handful of people. And if the posts like start getting engagement and stuff, they'll start showing it to more people. But we don't want to rely on that. Instagram does the same thing. We don't want to rely on this. Okay. So good old Facebook has groups. All right. And they have over 10 million of them. The stats are in yesterday's slides, but it's ridiculous. Hang on. It's something like 1 point something billion people use Facebook groups every month. And I think the average person, I'm doing this from memory, but it's in yesterday's slides. The average person is a member of 5 Facebook groups. So if you sell stuff about gardening, for example, you can just go to facebook.com/groups. Easy enough. All right. Then type in the word gardening, and you can see we've got like 8 zillion. And the more I scroll, by the way, the more we're going to see down here. All right. Just tons of them. And here's the thing. All right. Here's like the little trick. Having a lot of members is good, but this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the active ones. Okay. So if it's got like one post a month or something, it's not worth messing with. But if we were selling gardening stuff, we could just come over here and join 10 of these things and then take that same post and post it in these groups. And that would get us right in front of gardeners, and it's free. We could do it with, like, I don't know, let's find something like kind of obscure. Um, Now, of course, I'm blanking on something obscure. Banjo. Let's say you sell a course on how to play banjo. If you're a crappy banjo player, this is great. You could join this thing. It's active. There's 10 posts a day in this sucker. This is awesome. You will be getting in front of people who freaking play banjo and they were really into it. And these types of posts, when they're just educational with that really subtle, like, hey, let me know if you want this thing, they're very under the radar. They don't come off as promotional because you're providing value. Man, there's like even more. There's a lot of crappy banjo players out there, apparently. Let's take a look at like something pest control. Now, that would be interesting if there's a group for pest control owners. Yeah, pest control professionals, 16,000 of them, 8 posts a day. This is good. Just because they're private, it doesn't mean you can't join them. It just means you have to like ask to join them. Here's another one, pest control group. And like, let's check this out. What we really want to see, by the way, is when people are advertising their pest control stuff. Because if you're selling business things, these are the ones that like are really, really responsive to our kinds of stuff. So this is pretty cool over here if we were selling to the pest control market, because these guys clearly allow promotional stuff. So, dude, I'm telling you, like, people downplay Facebook groups. Are like, oh, nobody uses Facebook groups. They totally use Facebook groups. Let's find something else that's weird. Electrical engineers. Not to say that electrical engineers are weird or anything, but like a non-mainstream kind of thing. Look at that. Kablam. 6 posts a day. That's active. This is what we want. Okay. So if we look at this, what we really are hoping to see is where people are trying to get clients. Don't know what that is. Looks a little bit funky. Okay. Let's see. The hell is all this? Is strange. Okay, so sometimes you just get weird stuff in here.
Eject.
Yeah, that one was a weird one. Okay, let's see another one though. All right, so look at this one. We would think this could be good. All right,
anything
but
is
there's
possible,
only
Frank.
Pardon?
I think anything is possible at this point. With
Dude, that
Facebook
was so strange. But yeah, you get it, right? So a lot of folks will be like, yeah, but I looked everywhere and there's no groups or whatever. And it's like, well, you're probably just not really trying that hard. So for example, with electrical engineers.
Well, you pull that up, because I know you got to join a few of these. I don't know which one of these are public, but I will say that there's some feedback from the chat. And I want to share with you, Frank, because there's a couple takeaways here that our audience is sharing. And the first one here, I just lost it, is from Joshua. It doesn't matter what they comment. Right? That was like the genius moment right there. It doesn't matter what they comment. I think that was from yesterday. Handful of folks really like the fact that you're using the AI and how you're using it to get the right context and the creativity going. A handful of people are voting that they want to watch you do a typing class. Seems to be that your typing is very therapeutic. So we could maybe do a workshop on the typing, Frank. It's up to you. See if it fits the schedule.
I swear to God, I type on this with this finger on my left hand and with the thumb and middle finger on my right hand, and so 3-finger typing. Or no, thumb and ring finger. Sorry. So it's the weirdest typing. I don't know how to type. So It really is
But
comical.
everybody loved it. The folks loved the
Yeah,
typing.
right.
So I think with the Facebook groups, what we're seeing here is that not all groups are created equal. For our audience that's looking to promote their business, joining like the local business Facebook groups, or maybe joining the Facebook groups around personal interests, like you said, dog walkers, knitters, anything that is specialty, puzzle people, they love puzzles. That's the most important part of joining groups that you can add value. And I think that was part of yesterday, whether you enjoy knitting, puzzles, or you enjoy just being a local networker, being in a relevant group is key. Do you mind sharing us, once we found that group, what's next?
All right. So just to, on the local business idea, I mean, you can just type in San Diego business owners. That's where I am. And we got plenty of groups here. And then we can niche down even
Mhm.
San Diego contractors. So what we want to do is we want to find like 10 of these to join. All right. So we go and we join 10, and all of them typically, is a general statement, but typically, like, you don't get immediate approval. It's a default setting in Facebook where the admin has to approve you. And it's not like they're scrutinizing people. It just takes a couple days to get approved. So don't let that freak you out. So join 10 or so. And then what we do in these is we take the post that I just wrote and we make that same post in all 10 of the groups. Right. So we're not like using one post in each group. We're literally like copying and pasting the text into this group, and then the picture in this group. And then we copy and paste the text into this one and the picture in this one. And we do it in 10 of them. And what almost inevitably happens is not all of them will accept your content. Like some of them will just like, no. And you don't get flamed, hate mail or anything. You'll just see that your content was rejected. And you're like, okay, I'll just go join another group. So the idea is if we get 10 groups and we're posting in them, then we're getting in front of a lot of the right people. Might take you a little bit to get your 10. By a little bit, I mean like 3 or 4 tries. It's not really that hard. But we've come to get so used to immediate gratification, that the instant success is often the lack of an instant success is often very discouraging. But we want to get 10 of them and then take a post and make one in the group. And then we want to hook it up to a little automation thingy like I'm about to show you. So I don't want to show like the real, I think I'm actually okay to do this. I did this in real life, joined a group for professional dog walkers. Okay. And here we are. This thing got 26 comments. Here's the post. Okay. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I just like kind of Googled ideas and asked AI, like, what should I write about? If I want to help dog walkers and demonstrate. I basically did the thing that I just showed you. And I wrote this little article about Rover versus Wag. Apparently, those are dog walking apps. This is a true story, by the way. We really did hire a dog walker. And then I had my little call to action. And then we had people saying they were interested. And look at this, the little automated thing I'm going to share with you. 12 of those folks actually, like, said, yeah, some people comment and then they didn't actually want the free thing. They're like, WAG sucks or whatever. But 12 of them became leads. So this is a screenshot from within my account. I can't show you their data because I think we'd get in trouble. That's why I set up this dummy account and everything for us today. But that's what you do. And if you do that, like that was one post, 12 leads. So if I did that, across 10 different groups and it performed the same way, that'd be 100 leads for that day. If I did that every day, that'd be 3,000 leads a month. Like, that's ridiculous. So it's really freaking powerful, very like underutilized because everybody thinks they got to make videos and be Alex Hormozy, and he's delightful, but like, let him do that. Like, we can just write stuff and be very helpful, and people in these groups like the stuff that we write, and we give them lead magnets and they're like, okay. And then, we follow the process. So I know I went through that like quickly, but it's just really not that hard. So I don't think I needed to go too deep on it. What I'd like to do now, if it's cool with y'all, is automate this stuff now. and show you how to do that. You think we're good on that front, JB?
Absolutely. And there's questions um around so there's questions around the Facebook profile use, right? And I think when people see a profile in a page, they're assuming that it would be like a business name. In your case, Frank, you've created a public figure Facebook business page with your personal photo and your full name. That's what you're joining into these groups with, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I have no like suggestion for what to do on the profile naming thing. I really don't think it matters unless your profile name is something like "I love Hitler." That would be bad. But if it's a business name, great. If it's your personal name, great. Don't worry about going and starting like 15 different Facebook business pages or anything like that. Nobody cares. If people were as interested in us as we worry about them being, then we would be so rich we couldn't stand it because they'd be reading all of our stuff, like with wild abandon. So if you've already got one set up and it's under a business name called Crazy Eddie's Painting Services and you want to sell something that ain't painting, it doesn't matter. No one's going to be like, but wait a minute, the guy's Facebook profile is just painting and he's selling gardening. What the heck? They just don't pay attention. They're way too self-absorbed. So all they want to know is how can I get the thing I want? How can I solve the problem I have? That's all they're thinking about all the time. So as long as you're not like shady or weird or anything, and your profile name isn't just awful, then please don't overthink it. All it's going to do is just like writing a check to overthinking and leaving it blank and then just like letting it sit around. That's what that's doing. So please don't do that. I understand it, but don't worry about it. So that's
Okay.
my
And then
official.
and then the benefit of that, Frank, is just, and you're seeing this obviously for those that are brand new that don't know it yet. When they do comment, they do interact with your page, that feeds into the high level conversation section, and then you're taking it from there.
Oh yeah, it's all automated. So if they comment something like "F you," we're not going to keep this. We're going to automatically know, and we're not going to mess with them. So it's really cool. It's all the yeah buts and the oh no and the what if they don't. All the kind of stuff. It's kind of handled for you already. It's pretty cool. I'll show you how it works if you like. But I do understand the fear of the unknown. Because we think, oh my God, we're being judged by these strangers, and it would be amazing if they actually cared enough about us to judge us legitimately. That would mean that they were paying very close attention, but they don't. They're just worried about themselves. They're living in their own little bubbles. So we just want to make their bubbles better with good content. And when we do, they ask for our free stuff. And if they like it, some of them are interested in our paid stuff and they buy it. That's simple.
Yes. And then looks like there's one more question. From Olesia. Can you do automation with personal profile if it's a public profile? So, just to kind of turn the page here, anything that you do with high level with the strategy that Frank Kern is sharing, the features within high level has to be done with a business Facebook page that you can add your personal photo and your full name to it. You could pick your category from there, and then you can join a group or create your own group with that business page. And if you're not too familiar on how the business page and personal page works, you can check out, facebook.com, and there's some FAQs around the difference and the best use case. So I think that'll cover most of the questions around that, Frank. I'm going to throw it
Yep.
back to you so we can follow your lead here.
Let's build the sucker. All right. So thing A, making a Facebook business page is easy. You just make a Facebook business page and it could just be your name, and to my knowledge, I've tried to find the stuff. There isn't an automated thingy that does this with personal pages like at all in existence. Like Facebook doesn't allow that. It only allows this type of automation with business pages. So, you got to have one, but you're in business. So like get a business page. It's free. It's easy. Okay. So anyway, let's build this sucker out. You guys will have access to this thing called a snapshot. All right. And here's a link to it here. I'm sure the high level's already provided you with one, but if you don't have one, I'll give you this document. It's right there. All you do is install it into your high level account. And all of this stuff just kind of happens. Okay. So this is cool. So the automated stuff is in these two folders under automations, and they're very cleverly named. First one is automatically turn your social comments into leads. And the second one is open-ended email with AI filter and reply. This is if we want to get fancy and use email, because we can, and we can do it automatically. Now, before we start automating things, we need two links. All right, two links. One is the link to your lead magnet. Let's say your lead magnet is a PDF or something, and you don't know where to host it. You can just come over here to media storage and high level, and you can click upload, and you can upload your PDF to your high level account. And well, I don't want to do that because I don't know what kind of freaking files it'll show on my computer. Probably really inappropriate ones called like take over the world evil plot or whatever. But you just click on the file name right there, get link, and then that's the link to your lead magnet. We would just pretend that was a PDF. You could also use Google Docs for your lead magnet. You could literally just give someone a link to a Google Doc. It doesn't matter. But we need to have that link where they can see the thing you're giving away for free, whatever it is. Put it wherever you want to. So that's link number one. So I'll just come over here to my little notepad here, and I'll just kind of invent some links. Okay, so lead magnet link, we'll just say is yahoo.com. Obviously, you wouldn't use that for real. And then I'll say sales page link is HTTPS Google.com. Now, obviously, you wouldn't really use those, but you need something. And here's why. Before we get into messing around with all of this stuff, we want to make it so that high level can track whether or not people click your lead magnet and whether or not they click your sales page, because this whole system is built on asking them questions after they do those two things. So we need to know when they do those two things. Thankfully, it's really easy to do. Turn that little WordPress thingy off. So you come over here to marketing. All right. I've already built this for you. Over here and under trigger links, you click on links. And then I've already made this for you. Link for lead magnet. You hit the pencil there. And in this case, we would put Yahoo or whatever it is, you know, like wherever you're putting your lead magnet. All right. So hit save there. And then link for our sales page, we can just keep as Google. But you would put your actual sales page there or your calendar or whatever. Right. So we're cool. Like that was it. That was that whole trigger link setup part. Very easy. We copied and pasted. So that's done. Yay. Now we want to make sure that you're hooked up to Facebook and Instagram. So you click on settings, you click on integrations, you come over here, and this will say integrate. It's already integrated, but you know how to like do the one-click integration with Facebook and Instagram. You just click that and you're connected. You do the same thing with the social planner. You just click integrate, select your Facebook and Instagram account, and it just like does its magic. You know, you don't really have to do anything there. Check, we got that. Easy. Now here's the automated stuff. All right. This is awesome. So thing number one, we have a post on the internet we can hook this up to. So we've made one. That's good. So we have two different automated thingies, one for Facebook, one for Instagram. They're both the same. All right. They're made the same. They work the same. The reason we have one for each is because Facebook uses Facebook Messenger. Instagram uses Instagram DMs. So that's why we got two. So I'll show you how to use both of them. Really easy. What you're about to see may alarm you, but all we do is mess with the green squares. So just write that down. Green squares. Everything else, don't mess with it. All you do is mess with the green squares. All right. So let us begin. First thing we want to do is we want to make it where a Facebook post causes this whole automatic thing to happen. Okay, so we've made ourselves a Facebook post already over here. It was brilliant. So I can come here. This is where we see, are we going to get lucky today or not? I'm going to select the Facebook page. It's called Change the World. The post type is published post. And now, kablamo, attention dog walkers. That's our post. So that's the one that's on the main page. And then boom, there we go. So y'all don't go comment on that thing yet because it's not published, but in a second, we'll see the sucker in action. We do nothing with this. We do nothing with this. We can do something with this if you want or not. I've already written it sort of like automatically, reply to their reply and stuff like that. You really don't have to mess with it. You don't really have to mess with this other than, hey, first name, thanks for checking out my stuff. I need to make sure it's cool to DM you. Facebook makes us do this now. Will you please click the yes button below so I can send over the info? So if you want to change the way that's worded, go ahead. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't mess with any of this stuff. Just, that's it. It exists. Here's what happens though. If they don't click the yes button, then they don't want your stuff and we're not going to mess with them anymore. So like if anyone's worried, like what if someone makes a mean comment and then I DM them, are they going to freak out? No, because we're getting confirmation before we go through all of this stuff, So if they don't respond or if they say no, like nothing happens. But if they click that yes button, what the system's going to do, it's going to look to see if they're already in your high level account. And if they ain't, see where it says edit me? All we're doing is green squares. All right. We ain't got to worry about anything but green squares. Then we're going to get their email. And you really don't have to change this. This has always worked well for me. It'll probably work well for you. Just what's your email? So I'll just leave that alone. But you can edit it if you want to. High level is going to look and it's going to be, did they give us their email or not? And if they didn't, fine. If they did, yay. So if they give us their email, it's going to put them in something called a pipeline. I'll show you a picture of what that looks like in a minute. You're going to love it. And then we're going to email them the freaking lead magnet. Can you believe that? So we can click on this. All right. Change your email stuff. And then check this out. This sucker right here, it's already set up. But what this is, I come over here and click this little lightning bolt. This is the link. It's called a trigger link for your lead magnet. So a little link will appear here in real life, but when they click it, it'll be tracked. And now we'll know that they clicked the dang link. And then we can ask them, hey, you interested in buying my stuff? So it's already inserted in there automatically. You don't have to worry about it, but you would want to change your name. You know what I mean? And maybe change the wording, but that's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that was easy. All right. So hit save. Regardless of whether or not they give us the email, we're also going to send them the lead magnet. So we do. And I would just edit this word thing. So here's the report, here's the video, here's the checklist, whatever. Easy. So that's typing a word. Our trigger link's already there. We're cool. We ain't got to worry about nothing. All right. Hit save. Don't mess with any of this stuff. Nothing. Only green squares. See right here? It just says, don't forget to update the trigger links in your messages and emails. We already set them up. So they're just appearing automatically. It's wonderful. All right. So now it's waiting to see if they clicked it. All right. So it gives them 3 hours to click this dang thing. Now, if they do click it within 3 hours, it's going to go to this next step. But after 3 hours, if they haven't clicked it yet, we're going to get them to go click the damn thing. So we're going to have another little message. Hey, making sure you got the thing you asked for. Insert, report, ebook, slideshow, checklist, video, inappropriate meme, whatever it may be. Hope you like it. Here it is. And again, this looks like a weird bunch of code, and you'll have a different looking weird bunch of code, but this is the trigger link that goes to your lead magnet like we set up earlier. It's already made, but this is how we know if they clicked it or not, so it's awesome. So after you change that one word, you click save action, you're good to go. And then we give them 10 hours to click the damn thing. Right. So if they never click the lead magnet, they're out. But they're still in your pipeline. So you can still follow up with them later. But most of them do. Like, why else would they ask for it? So they click it. And so now we don't mess with any of this. It's just updating the pipeline I built you. It's so cool. You're going to love it. We give them an hour to go through the lead magnet, check it out, read it, whatever. We know they clicked it, right? Because we're tracking them. And then we do all this other stuff. Don't touch it. Green boxes only. We're going to send them a question. And the question's this: what did you think of that thing I sent over? I have a course, program, boot camp, whatever, that helps people get results. So if you're offering, a thing about tomato gardening, that was your lead magnet. How'd you like that little checklist about tomato gardening I sent over? I've got a course that helps people get more tomatoes every year. You might like it. If you're interested or not, please select one of the answers below. Now, don't touch these things, they're already made, but they'll see these little quick replies here. So if they're interested, they click yes. If they're not, they click no. If they don't do anything, we're still tracking them. All right. So you ain't got to mess with any of this. All the techie stuff's built. Just change words here. That's it. That's all you got to do. Right. And I literally keep it this simple, like super casual. We're not telling them how cool your product is. Just, are you interested or not? That's all. Because people don't like the pushy stuff that much. So we hit save, and then they'll either respond by clicking yes or no or not. All right. So if they don't respond, we're going to do this again. We're going to wait. All right. So it waits a little bit. And then it's, by the way, this is set up here, just so you know what the wait time is. It's set up for 3 hours. So if they don't respond after 3 hours, you ain't got to do anything. It's already built. They don't respond after 3 hours, it's going to ask them again. So we'll just edit this sucker. Hey, that ebook or checklist I sent over, useful to you? I got a course that helps people get tomatoes faster. You might like it. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll send you the info. Again, we got the buttons. You don't have to do anything. Just change that and hit save. All right. If they still don't reply, then we're like, okay, fine. We're going to quit bucking you. A lot of them do, though. All right. So if they reply and they click the yes button, then we automatically send them a link to, notice this is a different looking weird link. We send them a link to your sales page. So I'll just delete this just so you kind of understand, again, this trigger link business. Remember, we set up our trigger links, link for sales page. That's what that is. So this will look different in real life. It'll be a link. Great. Here's the info. Please let me know if you have any questions. You really don't need to change that if you don't want to. But you can. We wait to see if they clicked it. If they don't click it after 4 hours, we're going to send it to them again. All right. Hey, just following up to make sure you got the thing you asked for. Here's the link. You don't have to do anything there. I'm just showing you how it works. All we do is green squares. Just keep that in mind. Green squares only. Don't mess with anything else but the green squares, and everything will be cool. All right. And so if they never freaking answer after you send it to them twice, then they're in your pipeline. You can follow up with them manually later. If they do click on this thing, all right, then we're going to give them an hour. And if they don't buy it, we're going to see if they've got questions. So the whole process I outlined for you is totally automated. Hey, just following up to see if you have any questions about the info I sent over. Please let me know. There's no link in here because there's nothing for them to click on. They already clicked the sales link. We're being normal people and saying, hey, do you have any questions? Not go buy it or else it's the end of the world. Just, you got any questions? And they usually do because they're normal, like humans, So it waits, it goes 24 hours for them to reply. And if they do reply, it will put them in the pipeline as having done replied, and you can look and see what they said in the pipeline. So once we do all of this stuff, all right, come over here, go from draft to publish, and hit save. Now, for the sake of just being kind to my fellow human, I'm not going to go through the whole thing with Instagram because it's the same flow, like everything's the same as Instagram. But I will show you how to hook up the social media post to Instagram real quick. So to hook up your Instagram one, you've already integrated with Instagram. You made a post on Instagram. We just come over here And see where it says change me. We select our account, which is change the world. No, it's not. Let's see. Did I not get hooked up to Instagram? We were doing so good live on camera with tech. It's always just like asking for embarrassment. Come on, baby. It didn't. It
Frank,
didn't
why
hook us
haven't
up.
we done this sooner?
This little.
Like everything you're doing now, I feel like we should have done this way sooner out of all the different workshops that we've done. There's so like I'm
This
looking
stuff
at
is
these
cool.
comments, man, and there's just so much positive feedback and overall just people going back and forth with each other on answering each other's questions. Like it's almost like Jordan has a whole new team supporting him right now of high level users like responding and helping each other, which is
That is
which
good.
is awesome,
Okay,
man.
I'm going to try something here. I'm going to add a new one because it might. I don't have the username and pass that in that Instagram account, so I can't like integrate it on the fly. Let's see. Blah blah blah.
So for Gary and for a handful of you that are asking, we're going to be releasing the snapshot link um, at the end of our training here. Um, and that way you'll have access to it. You can install it. We'll reference the how-to installation guide. How many of you, just to get just a quick attendance here, how many of you do not know how to install a snapshot? How many of you do not know how to install a snapshot? Just make it clear in the chat below. I need help installing a snapshot. I don't know how. We just want to get an overall attendance here to make sure we get everyone what they need.
Oh, this is why, dude. We're not hooked up to Instagram. Duh. That's probably it. However, I think it's a different Instagram account though, because it's looking for change the world, and we're using this cook of cookies thing. So that's our issue. But I don't have the credentials for these Instagram accounts. So, I'm like just kind of hoping for the best here. But we'll try that one more time just to see. But the tool works. This is just a human error because we are us. We didn't hook up the right Instagram account to the thing. But let's see if
To,
that
to
one
be
was the
fair
right
though,
one.
I feel like we over prepared on that we were focusing so much on just getting in there that it was bound
Look,
to break.
I don't think this one's the one though. Oh, dude, it is.
It
Okay.
is? All right, cool.
That's so weird. All right, I'll take it. Look, view on Instagram. Okay, it's just called Cook of Cookies. Yay. Okay, so that's good. All right. So kablamo, that's how you hook up Instagram. Oh, you want to hit publish. Of course, like, do the same thing we did with Facebook, but it's easy. You know what I mean? It's just green squares, and most of them you don't really have to change. So it's pretty solid. All right. So now I'll do one more little thing here. I'll show you how to do the emails because I've set it up. So when they give you their email address, we will, let's see, when they, what is it? Yeah, when they click on the lead magnet, rather, and they have given you their email address, we also send them the open-ended questions about, hey, are you interested in my stuff? All right. So it knows that they clicked on the lead magnet already. You don't have to do anything here. When they click that lead magnet, and if they've given you their email, we can change this and just be like, hey, was the thing I sent over useful to you? Was the report I sent over useful to you? The little checklist about growing tomatoes. I've got a course that helps people grow more tomatoes. You might like it. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll send you the info. And then they can reply. And if they don't reply, it'll send them another one 4 hours later. So you want to, change the words in that one a little bit, not too much though. I kind of did most of the work for you. All right. So that's easy. And then this little thing right here reads their freaking replies, dude. So it knows, like, so don't mess with it because it's already set up here. It knows that they replied to one of the emails from this particular thing that I built already. When they reply, it's going to remove them so they won't get the other email. Or if you put like 10 of them in there or something, you're not going to keep emailing them going, hey, what did you think? It's going to look and do all this ninja stuff to see if they are interested. And if they are, it'll send them a link. And so you're like, okay, here's the link. there you go. So we're covering it on both angles, right? So this is where this thing gets cool. I mean, it's already cool. I'm not going to like turn on the email and stuff because I don't want to like put people into a coma. But if we want to see the sucker in action, let's see if we can get lucky. All right. So I'm going to take this profile and I'll put it in the chat for you. And if you can post it in the Facebook group, let's see if we get lucky here. And all y'all got to do is comment on this sucker. So let's see. Come on, baby. No, I didn't really turn the Instagram one on. So that one's, we won't mess with Instagram. They want to make you watch me do that whole thing twice. But if you comment on this baby right here, then we should. Actually, I can comment as myself.
Trying to pull it up on my end here to share it in the chat.
Okay. Here, I'll comment. Okay. Because that's kind of my default, thing that I tell people. All right. Now, let's see here. Are we gonna get lucky? Is it gonna work for us live on camera without a net? Let's see. Oh, look, we had 3 people already. Where's the other ones? Dude, check this out. Okay, awesome. So notice the page is saying sent you a DM. Now watch this. Famous redneck last words. Okay. Let's see here. Are you going to show us the conversations yet? Look at there. Boom. So now we can actually see this stuff happening. Oh, you know what? But I'm not going to show any more of that because Kathleen, I don't want to show your email and stuff. Now, watch this. Okay. I built you this pipeline. So all this stuff happens in the background too. Well, allegedly. Did I do the dang thing wrong? Let's see. Hang on. Created on. How come you're not in here? I wonder if I done broke something. Status is open. Clear all filters. All right. How come my pipeline's not getting updated? Where have I gone wrong? Maybe it takes a minute. Let's see. Come on. Oh, we were so close to this being like flawless. Oh, dude, it worked. Okay. Nice. Awesome. So as people do stuff, they show up over here. All right. So like we got the email, but we haven't sent the lead magnet yet over to my man. All right. We sent the lead magnet over all these folks. Yay. We're in the waiting period. And once they click on that sucker, then yep. So now we got my man here. He's clicked. All right. And so nothing else is going to happen because it waits an hour before it starts asking them if they're interested in buying stuff. So here we are. We've got like every stage of the pipeline. You see where people are, so like you can just come into this thing at any time and follow up with any of these folks manually. And that's like kind of the thing with Facebook's automation is we have 24 hours between when they first comment and they have that interaction until we're not allowed to automatically talk to them anymore. Like it has to be a real person interacting with them. So we try to get them to click the sales page, get a yes or no, and then click the sales page within that first 24 hours. And then they're over here. All right. They're in this little section and they'll be over in the, sent info or have question section. And we can just follow up with them and be like, hey man, you got any more questions? Can I help you or whatever? And if they buy, we drag them over here. And if they don't buy, we drag them over here. And if they reply with something that's like not a yes or no, then they show up over here because we don't want to ignore them, So easy, right? Like nothing to it. We just did that in how long? 59 minutes, including making the dang what do you call it, the post and everything. So a question that usually comes up is, okay, so how do I hook posts up to this thing? And here's how you do it. If we go, let's see, where was that? Let me find my dog walker thing. If I wanted to hook my dog walker post up to this, for example, I would go into the group. Here's my post that was published. I would click on share. Good. And I would click on copy link. This is what's called the permalink. I would come back over here to my automation. Now, this obviously it's a different Facebook account, so it wouldn't really work. It would need to be the proper Facebook account. But I would come over here. I would go to the Facebook automated comment reply. I click add a new trigger. Just type in comment. Facebook comments on a post. Page is change the world. Post type is publish post. And let's see, no, sorry. Post type is custom. And I just paste the link to the post in there. Now, this really wouldn't work because it's my page making the post, not this one. But that's how you make it work with the ones that are in the Facebook groups. So if you got 10 posts, like you post 10 a day and they're each in a different Facebook group, you just copy and paste 10 different links into your little automated thing. And you can do a gazillion of them. It doesn't matter. And that's how you get good information in front of people and get leads that actually like you. And like we can see where people are here in our little workflow. It's awesome. So it works great. It's super easy. And naturally, all this stuff is recorded. So, if I went too fast, you can just kind of go through it again. But it's working really freaking good for me, dude. So I'm not all that bright, you've seen my posts. So it's not like they're brilliant or anything. And it's still working. So let's see here. I was able to show you the pipeline in real life, so that's cool. I showed you the beginning of a conversation, but out of respect for everyone's privacy that's on here, I don't want to show your actual email and stuff. So I just took a screenshot from my account. But when you go to the conversations tab in high level, you can actually filter. Man, I see if I do it, I'm going to show people's like emails and stuff, and we could get in trouble. But you click that little filter button right there, and you can filter by, is it an inbound Facebook Messenger, for example? So you don't have to like look at everything, just the people who are replying to you. You can do the same thing for Instagram, and you can see the whole conversation right here, and you can actually reply to them from just within the inbox. It's amazing. Greatest thing ever. And it really becomes kind of like like an OCD dopamine slot machine kind of thing. Because you're like, ooh, someone else responded. And you're talking to them, and like when you're going back and forth, like 15 or 20 different people at the same time, it's super fun. At least it is for me, but I'm weird. So there you go. But yeah, that's how you do it. It's real simple. It works great in high level. I was a customer of theirs long before we started working together, and I'm still a customer of theirs. Love them. I mean, and even JB, he's pretty solid too. Not so sure about Chase Buckner though. Just between us, he's a little iffy. That's a joke. That was kind of like the big, the grand finale thing. I could be motivational if you want, but I'm not really that good at that. Other than, dudes, it's really not that hard. Please do it. You'll do better than if you didn't do it. that's my big pitch on why you should do this.
Absolutely. And Frank, just to confirm, I'm going to share this link as well for GHL Day 2. If you could just make sure it's on view only and all that good stuff, or so I can make a copy of it and add it here. Jordan, if
It
you're cool
is.
with it, you can share the resource link. I will add the GHL Day 2 doc to it. And then there's a replay link I'm looking for to get y'all. And I would say that if you get access to this document here, which Jordan's going to share in the comments here in a moment, just look back at it before the end of the day, because there might have been something we've added to it. But essentially, what's going to be included on this document, if you don't mind me sharing, real
I
quick.
don't know. I sent you the link to it. It's
No, I'm sorry.
view.
Just like sharing the screen.
Oh, sorry, dude. Yeah,
Oh, no worries, man.
you're looking. Good Lord.
Sometimes you forget you're sharing. I
I
love the
know. It's
subtle.
like, all right, let me go check my stats and everything. And like, dude,
Let me pull this up over here. Um, so, and if you're cool with it, Frank, I can just run through the basic. I have it on my screen, the basic import of the snapshot. Um,
that's great. Yeah, I was hoping that we could show them that because I was like,
yeah.
if I did it, it would be in my private label version. That it'd be weird.
Mhm.
So okay,
I
we need.
understand. So I
Yeah.
think on my end, at the very least, if I just do it, here, um, I don't need to record a separate video, and you could kind of maybe walk through one or two things that you would want to emphasize if you're all right with that. Maybe another 10 minutes max.
Yeah, dude, I'm in no hurry. I'm like, let me actually pull this over to the right screen so I can be polite and make it
Okay,
more eye
sweet.
contact-ish.
So, folks, I'm going to just walk through this here really quick so we're all on the same page. We have the selling on social snapshot, what Frank Kern has put together for us. This is the snapshot link. In our help.go high level support articles, you'll need to do two steps. The first one, if you're brand new to this, it was a handful of you that commented that you're new and you don't know how to import a snapshot. So, step one will walk you through how to import the snapshot. And then step two will help you load the snapshot into the sub account that you created. And then the day one slides are in this folder here within the resources. I'll get you the final link to watch the replays. And this is pretty much everything you need regarding this training. Snapshot link, the how to from a high level support technical end, the slides that Frank went through. So like if you go here, you click on this link, here it is. It's on Keynote. So you may have to adjust it, but as you adjust it and download it, you could put it in the version you want and you're good to go. Okay. Any questions or anything to add on that, Frank? Let me try to miss anything.
And no, it's real easy to overthink this stuff, but it's like make written posts that, there's either news and reviews or how to or stories. Only three types of posts you need to make. Written's fine. Video is cool too if you want to do video. I ain't hating on video, but it's easy to get freaked out over it. Like, do I look worse than normal? I always do. You know what I mean? So like it's better for me just to type, and slap them in groups, and some groups will let you do it, some won't. If one doesn't, then just find another one. It's not a big deal. No one will show up with pitchforks and you know, what's it, torches at your house. I promise you. If they do, call me. I would like that'd be fun for me actually. I'd be like, okay, I have something for y'all. So I got you if they show up.
I love it. Well, I will say this. I'm gonna run through a few things here, Frank, if you're cool with it. I will have to like switch my screen because I don't know what could pop up here. And again, I don't want this video to get taken down or all that extra stuff. So basically, for all of you to understand how to install this snapshot, Frank gives us access to the snapshot. We copy the link. We need to make sure that we are fully logged into high level. So you're logged into high level and you're opening up a new tab on that same browser screen. So when you open up that new tab on that same browser screen, you're copying and pasting this link. This is the snapshot link. It'll then give you this prompt. Now, if you don't have a high level account, you will get some sort of screen that says get signed up. It'll look like a sign up page. That's because you are not logged into your high level and you're not setting this up on another browser that's connected to the high level already. So just be aware of that. We'll click yes, import now, right? And as we have yes, import now, Frank, what is this called?
For GHL Social Snapshot March 2025.
Okay, so I'm going to add that to the help guide just to be on the safe side here, right? I'll add that to the help guide, actually. Let me do that now, just so I have it here. And
Name it something absolutely ridiculous and we forgot.
yeah,
Because
well, there's
I
some,
do that. Like I make sure y'all are paying attention and I'll like write copy for high level sometimes and I'll sign the emails like sincerely Pablo Escobar. And I'm like, I hope they're paying attention. But they always catch it and I'm glad that they do.
so funny.
Gotta keep
Yeah.
them on their toes over there though. You know what I mean? Don't let them get
I'm with you. You definitely keep us on our toes, so that's a good thing. Keeps us fresh. So I'm gonna try to find our a sandbox account that we use here.
Oh, yeah, that's
In
right. It's like you're in the main super duper system.
yeah, I just want to make okay. So essentially, now what'll happen is, um, you'll find a sub account. So you'll go. So everything we're doing here is in the agency view, right? You're in the agency view, and I'm going to share here in a second. Just going to find my sub account, so we can go ahead and just give you that view.
We could create new. You know what? You just click on create new and then install that snapshot in the new one, because that's what a new user would do. Create a new sub account.
We could do that too.
Yeah, that way we don't run the risk.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go this route. We're going to go with the scenario. You're brand new. If you've done this before, you know what you need to do. Great call out, Frank. If you've done this before, you know you need to import it and all that jazz. And the help guide is there. But for those that are brand new, you just set up your trial account. We'll click create new account.
We'll add it manually, come up with a ridiculous business name. All right, so the way high level works while he's typing is you have the agency account, which is like the master control, you know, and then there's these things called sub accounts. And even on the $97 plan, you have 3 different business accounts you can set up in this dang thing. So the sub accounts are the businesses that are using your high level account, and you can resell it or you can use it for yourself or whatever. So what he's doing right now is he's just setting up a business account that we can add all of this cool stuff to. It doesn't really matter what you name it or any of that kind of stuff, but that's what all of this means. So like the agency is like the container for all the other businesses that are under you on high level, because a lot of people that use high level resell it and their agencies and stuff. Like I had a private label, still do. We don't take new users anymore, but we still have like 1,000 something of them. So, you know, a lot of people do that very thing. A lot of y'all probably do that very thing, and you're like, yeah, dude, we know. But some folks don't, you know. So thus the explanation of that. Hot
Right,
diggity. All right.
this is like a whole new level of collaboration. We've done like 4 or 5 of these, and this is totally a whole new experience. And it looks like the folks in the chat's enjoying this whole process, so we're good to go. Um, so here's the
Let's
next
load
step,
that
Frank.
snapshot just in case,
Keep me
man.
honest here. We're gonna go load snapshot. We're gonna go GHL. Actually, I need to. Oh, here we go. GHL social snapshot March 2025.
Yep. And I think
Proceed.
it was already in there, so we might be loading it twice, but that's okay. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Um, I gotta. So
Sellers
this is the
tool.
part that sometimes throws people off. Skip, select all. Um,
Good. Just keep on rolling. It's all cool.
Go here. Boom. So we got everything here. These are the different assets part of it. So as you click the plus sign here, you can see what's part of it, what sections it's in. So Frank has added a lot of stuff here,
Got
right?
some
So we
little
got
web
to,
pages in there for you if you want them.
right.
Sweet, man. Okay. Yeah, that
All
looks
right.
good.
All
And
right. So
if
we'll
it's
go here.
already set up after you hit proceed, it'll tell us
Select
and we
all.
don't have to continue. We may go, oh, okay, never mind. So just hit
Got it.
proceed. And let's see. Okay, yeah, hit skip. So what this means is when you went and created the account, it actually already installed it right when you hit that press button or that plus button, which I thought it would, but I was like, let's just in case do this little
Hmm.
step, but it was unnecessary. So it's cool. Now, when we go to that sub account, sometimes it takes a minute, but if you just click the switch to sub account button over there, we'll see all this kind of stuff, which of course no one's going to read the directions. Why would we? That would be crazy. We click over on automation on the left and we cross our fingers and there we are. There's them workflows right there. And please be in the folders, workflows.
I'm gonna click
Oh,
it. Is that okay?
probably. Sometimes it takes a minute. Yeah. Oh, it worked. Yes, awesome. All right. So yeah, man, like the whole that's it, you know. And he's now you're ready to party. And again, remember the trigger links. Remember we did those trigger links, the very first thing. And so I got the little note there. Don't forget to do your trigger links and stuff. So we want to make sure you do that. But you're good to go. You rat the party.
Man,
So now you got what I got.
I love these little go-tos, Frank. I don't know, it just makes it everything look a little cooler. I'm sure they do a lot of good things, but this is I mean, we have templates within high level, right? There's a bunch of snapshots and stuff, but this is definitely on the Frank Kern custom, which is cool. And if you're trying to really understand what Frank put together here and his team and all the good stuff that other users on his SaaS experience, right? I always like to do the workflow AI, and I go to describe this workflow. And it's not always perfect because it depends on the naming convention of the different steps, but it'll give you a good overview of what you got in front of you, especially if you're brand spanking new. And this is basically shares it right here, right? So if you haven't played with this workflow AI, definitely a nice way to connect the dots of knowledge and implementation. Um, so there's a handful of different things here, and it's just having the AI within high level. So Frank, we installed it. We're good to go on here. Anything else I need to showcase before we wrap
Dude,
this
that's it. Like,
workshop?
let's just show one more time the trigger link thing. It's so minor, but it's easy to forget. Just click on marketing over there, like right above automation, and then click on trigger links. Okay. And then click links. And I've already got them set up for you. But that's where you would paste the link to your actual lead magnet and your actual sales page. So we want to make sure to do that because like those are all already pre-built in all of your messages and stuff. And we don't want to actually send people to google.com, but I had to have something in there for you. So just don't forget to do that. And you're ready to party. It's connect your
Definitely,
social media accounts and you're good to go.
definitely a
Of
good
course,
opportunity to
I
prank
asked
somebody,
the
but like,
groundskeepers to come like right now. I was like, would y'all please run the leaf blower right by the window? And they're like, yeah, dude, we'll be there as soon as you're trying to talk about technical stuff. So it worked out perfectly.
we got tons of
Turn that
questions,
sucker
man.
up, man. Just put it in the window. Just put it inside, please. Yeah, we're gonna bring it in. We're just gonna mow the carpet right now.
Well, look, Frank, we got some work to do behind the scenes. We got to figure out a day that we can get you for typing classes with Frank Kern because everybody loved that.
Yeah, weird
We have
ASMR videos, old man typing. Yeah.
we have a whole new approach that people are now expecting. So we got to do more of these workshop style, hands-on, the actual tool. Day one is slides, and day two is in high level for a full hour and 18 minutes. So we just leveled
Yeah,
up our experience on that one.
I think if we get people using it, that's what happened to me. Like I got hooked. It's like, why? There's no way I'm switching off of this platform now. Like it does everything I need. Like, so that's the old help people get the results they want, and they'll keep being customers trick.
Yeah.
That's how we
Well,
get you, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. Well, Frank, bring us home, man. I mean, this has been a fun time. When you do get a chance, though, make sure you get in the just take a look at the comments. There's so many great engagement happening that you've sparked here with us in this private event. For those that are not high level users, this is probably the best time to get started with the snapshot, the instruction, the people that you see here just commenting and networking, engaging and sharing their expertise. But Frank, as always, on behalf of what we do here for our customers, we appreciate you, what you've put together in depth, the humor, the fun, and just keeping it simple as possible for those
Do you
techies and
hear that?
non-techies.
Do you hear that? It's so loud. It might not be coming through because I have a good mic, but it's like because I've
Well,
got a freaking jet fighter going off outside right now. So,
we might hear when they start knocking on the door for the check, but we don't hear it yet.
oh yeah, I got to run my ham. Yes,
But
no, I'm
take
on
us home,
this.
and we're at time here, right? You told us everyone's
Yo,
got to have
thanks
this
so
within an
much
hour
for
and a half.
thank you for sticking it out with us, guys. Please use this method. It really does work, especially if you do the groups. I promise you, some of the groups won't let you in. Some of them are going to be like, you can't post that in here. Who cares? Just join another one. There's like 10 million of them on there. You're going to be okay. That's really the magic sauce. Don't overthink the content. Good God, he's practically in the room right now. Don't overthink the content. Just do the best you can. If you genuinely want to help people, that's all that matters. I did learn one thing through all of my testing with this, which is apparently written lead magnets get a better response than videos. I don't know why, but that has been I've always had more requests for the written lead magnets than videos. I've tested that a lot. Just so happens those are easier to make, so that's really handy too. So you can do it, man. It's easy. Take a trial for high level if you add, and they're pretty good people. I mean, they can you put up with me. If they can put up with me, they can do anything, right? So they're solid. I've got to have the cleanest porch by now. I mean, this is like we're getting the extra attention.
All right, y'all. Well, we're at time here. Thank you so much for joining us. Frank's going to make his way into the comments just to kind of peruse and see what we got here. Leave some support, leave some feedback, leave us what you got out of it. We got more coming at you. If you haven't yet, follow us on YouTube. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks again, Frank.
Bye, y'all.